Have you ever called up a friend and said, hey, let's get together sometime and do something? And they seem enthusiastic about that, so they come back with, yeah, that sounds great. What do you have in mind? Well, I don't know. What do you think we should do? I don't know. What do you feel like doing? I don't know. Where's somewhere you haven't been to eat recently? What time is good for you? Things like that keep going back and forth, and I start to go crazy and think, my God, I didn't sign up for this. This is not what I want. Stay with me, and after the bumper, I'll show you the pleasant way to make a plan to go see your friend and enjoy seeing them. Hi, I'm Chris here at Pleasurable Living. So, if you've ever been in that situation where you're bouncing back and forth over what to do, you're trying to figure out what to do, there's really a quite easy, simple solution, right? First, if you're going to make the proposal, just go ahead and propose exactly what you would like to do. What is your first choice, right? You can save yourself a lot of round trips with your friend if you already have a time and a place and an activity to suggest, right? Because the important thing to remember here is that they don't have to agree, right? They have three choices. They're going to be able to accept, decline, or make a counteroffer. And that's really where the power of this is, right? So start out with doing the most ideal thing you can imagine doing. What is the activity you most want to do? When is the time you most want to do it? You've already picked the person you would like to spend time with. Add the other two elements, right? And then turn it over to them to see what to happen. Now, if you're on the receiving end of something like this, also remember, right, there are actually three choices here, right? You can accept, if you like the idea, yes, I'd like to do that activity. I'd like to do it with you, and I'd like to do it at the time and place you suggested, right? And great, go do it, right? If it doesn't work for you, for whatever reason, you can decline. You can say, no, that doesn't work for me, And no is a full sentence, right? You don't have to give a reason or make an excuse or anything. You just say, I'm sorry, I'm not available for that, right? There's a bunch of ways you can say that, right? So if you just don't like the person, I'm sorry, I'm not available for that, right? But there's a third option, and this is where the power lies. You can make a counter offer. Suppose you'd really like to see this friend and you love the activity they suggested, but the time just doesn't work for you. Suggest a different time. And this is where the power is, as I said, because now you're sitting in the driver's seat the same way that the person making the offer was in the first place, right? Choose the time that works best for you. Remember, once you bounce the ball back to them, they can also accept, decline, or make a counter offer. So you don't have to go fishing for things like, well, when would be a good time for you, right? Don't bother with that. Pick the time that's the best for you, right? If they accept, score, right? You get exactly what you want, right? If they can't make that time, they can, of course, decline again, or they can make a counteroffer. If you've gotten this far, they're probably likely to make a counteroffer rather than decline, right? So then they can choose another time, and you can continue this negotiation. The thing about doing this and following this procedure back and forth is that you're going to have fewer round trips. The other person is going to appreciate your effort because you're saving them from trying to have to guess what might work for you or where you'd like to go or when you'd like to do it. There's a great chance that you can get it how you want it, right? That you can have the event at the time that's best for you, or it's the most favorite place you want to go, or the friend you want to see most, or whatever it is. Ask for what you want. I mean, you might not get it, but if you don't ask, you're leaving it completely to chance. And especially in a situation like, for example, if this is a romantic date, the other person will appreciate you taking the lead, right? It's okay. This is especially if men are asking women out on a date. Women love it if you take the lead, right? And suggest, hey, let's go do this thing. Because they don't have to think about it other than whether they would like that or not. And again, to make a counteroffer if they're interested or something like that. So that's just a little quick tip to making arrangements more pleasurable and more likely to come to conclusion faster and more fun so that you can anticipate going out and enjoying yourself with your friend. So that's all for this tip. I hope there was something there for you. My suggestion is go out and try this and then come back and tell us in the comments how it worked for you. Let us know what happened. That's all for now. I'll see you next time.